What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here today to bring you a video, answer another NFL mailbag question. This time it's on the possibility of the Houston Texans signing Saquon Barkley. Um, Basically asking, should they go after him this offseason? Let's talk about it, guys. So, of all places, this question came from Facebook, and it was a Houston Texans fan, and he asked, obviously stated how much unexpected the year was for the Texans and how great it was, but he wanted to upgrade over Devin Singletary and go all the way up to Saquon Barkley. And he asked me, was that a great fit? So before I answer, let me see your answers down below in the comment section. Should the Texans go after Saquon Barkley? Should they bring back Singletary? Should they target another free agent running back? Derrick Henry, Tony Pollard, Josh Jacobs, so or go young and go in the draft, or stick with Damian Pierce or somebody like that. So let me know how you're feeling in the comment section about the question. Um, so now it's time for my answer. Give you my personal opinion on it. So I'm not gonna be them guys. Wait till the very end of the video. Stick around. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now what my personal prediction is, what my personal preference is. Me personally, I say no. If I'm the Houston Texans, I'm not worried about Saquon, and it's not even well. It's in the equation, but my first issue isn't the injury history with Saquon Barkley. That's definitely a part of the mix, probably a top four issue. But my main two issues or questions I would like to ask Saquon if I'm the Texans GM is, why do we need you, right? And the other thing is, how much money would you want? Last time I heard Saquon Barkley talk about money was last offseason, right when the Giants got bounced out in the playoffs. I forgot who they played, probably the Cowboys, I think. But Saquon came out, said no hometown discounts, and then a week or two later, or a month later, it came out that Saquon wanted a reportedly $13 or $15 million. Now, I would think that hasn't changed. It might, state taxes, all that stuff, and Texas doesn't really have those. So, no, you definitely want to inflate in New York and make more money. The first question is to Saquon, how much would you want? If you want more than $10 million, me personally, I can't do it. And then also, why do we need you? We had a great year last year without a super great talented running back. Devin Singletary is very good, played very well. Why would we want to bring him into the fold? We could always go Devin Singletary and pair him with another receiving back. And looking at today's day and age, the running back, as we all know, is devalued like crazy. So you can bring in a committee of guys that give you an impact of Saquon Barkley, and if one goes down, you have more to bring in. But if you put all your money into Saquon, into that running back room, if he goes down, and a lot of guys are already picked over, you're kind of in trouble and stuck with what's left over. So for me personally, I say no. I don't really see the need. I don't see the Texans as desperate to bring in Saquon. Yeah, he's a great back, and yeah, the idea the idea of Saquon and him being healthy for a full season is definitely great. At one point in time, he was considered right neck and neck with Christian McCaffrey. When he was with the Panthers a couple years ago. Now the talk has kind of faded away. McCaffrey is definitely head and shoulder above Saquon, or at least viewed better than him. But he was a top-notch guy. The idea of him was great, but the injury history, and now along with the running back market, I just think it's a bad time for Saquon. Last year he reportedly wanted 13 to 15 million. I couldn't do it, and I made videos all off season. I made about two or three of them. I was talking about Daniel Jones' contract. I was talking about Saquon's contract, and my thing was, people were trying to figure out who to franchise between the two and who to sign long term. I said straight up, sign long term Daniel Jones, multi-year deal, incentive based, and franchise tag Saquon. The franchise tag was, I believe, about 10.1 million, somewhere in that range. I'm not paying Saquon multi years. I wouldn't do it. If I do, it's gonna be heavy incentive based. I want to out after every season. Like I really want like it's gonna be very incentive based contract for a running back, especially like Saquon, who's like I said often injured, only played 16 games twice, and that was 2022, and that was in his rookie season. You know, uh, and as I said before, even last offseason, I'm happy for him. He had a great year in 2022. He bounced back pretty good. But then you look at 2023, you know, albeit I will give him a pass that the whole team was banged up. Daniel Jones was out, the line wasn't good. You know, just the whole Giants team was ran into a mess. It looked like a mess the whole year. So I'll give him that pass there. But the injury history has to come up at some point in time. Even if you're willing to pay the money, even if you need him badly on your squad, the injury history has to come up at some point. You know, but like I said, before I even get to that point, you have to realize as a team what do you need, and the Texans don't really need him. Not really. You know, you have Stroud already. I say I would rather go after a star receiver like Mike Evans, see if you can trade for Stephon Diggs, you know, something like that before I put my money and resources into Saquon Barkley. Those two players, no, even a Devontae Adams, you know, from Vegas Raiders. You know, those guys have proven to be healthy. They've proven, except for Stephon, who's was iffy all this past season, but they've been proven to be difference makers. They've been proven to be top notch guys at their position, and they're available. And the best ability is availability, and Saquon hasn't had that for a guarantee, you know, or at a high clip for his career so far. So, um, you know, if I'm the Texans, I either go young or I stay with Devin Singletary or Deontay Foreman, who I like a lot, you know, because you already have Damon Pierce, um, who had a rough second year, you know, and coming off of his rookie season, I'm very surprised at how Damon Pierce struggled this past season, sophomore year. Hopefully that changes back because I'm a big Damon Pierce fan. You know, prior to the draft, he came out in 2022. I'm a Falcons fan, and I wanted my Falcons to get Dameon Pierce, or I wanted James Cook. They were my two running backs on my short list of guys I wanted us to draft. I wanted one of those two guys, and clearly we didn't get one. We got Tyler Algier, which I'm happy with, very happy with. But during the time, I didn't know who Tyler Algier was. You know, I'm like, who the heck is this guy? You know, but we got a great secondary option as our running back. Had a good rookie year, had a very good second year as well. You know, so James Cook for the Bills had a breakout year as well. But Pierce definitely shocked me that he lost his job with Singletary and couldn't gain it back, and barely got any playing time after that point too. So that was definitely rough. So can Pierce bounce back as RB1, or at least be in the mix? You know, so that's the question there. If not, like I said, bring back Singletary shouldn't be too expensive, and he played well. You got guys like Deontay Foreman, who's a very good back who's just been on a bunch of teams for some reason. I was big on him staying with the Texans, or staying with the Titans. I think Deontay Foreman was drafted by the Texans, if I'm not mistaken. Back in, yeah, I think so. Or at least he spent some time there. So guys like him, you know, I wouldn't really worry about going to the top dogs. Zeke, not Zeke, excuse me. Zeke is a free agent, but Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, Saquon. I'm not. Nah, I would go with the second, third tier guys who can still give you similar production. Not the same, because Saquon and those guys are definitely better than Devin Singletary, but Singletary gave you just enough. Mix that in with another running back or running back by committee, you know, another one or two running backs to add on to that. I think you'll have, you know, you'll save money and you'll also get good production, and also you have some backup depth. You know, you won't be spending $13 million on one running back, and then you have less money to allocate to the position. You know, so I just say go with the lesser guy and go by committee. You know, or at least go with the lesser guy because as we've seen, Singletary gave you close to 1,000 yards, and he gave you a couple hundred yards through the passing game. You know, so catching. So, you know, that's not bad production. That's not Saquon production because Saquon could have gave you 1,000 and 300 passing or I mean 300 catching, but will he play all games? That's the question. Or will he be around for the big games. And that's something you don't really have to question with some of the other guys on the lesser talent, lesser tiers, So, um, you know, I I like the idea of Saquon, but in reality, I personally wouldn't pay him much money. $8 to $10 million, multi-year deal. That's super incentive based. That's what I would do if I were the Texans or any team trying to get Saquon Barkley. But that's it for the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.